you can see what a lightning rod Facebook has become. We thought their Libra announcement, Libra and Calibra, another digital wallet, which could become a bank, we thought that was pretty interesting, but it is their bad reputation now, based on the lack of privacy or the invasion of privacy, that has caused a lot of governments already to say, we're not going to allow that. So it's going to be pretty interesting moving forward.
Yeah, I actually saw on Libra, I think you might have retweeted it or liked one of the tweets, but I saw that both France and Germany have come out and essentially their governments have said the money is not a private thing. It's a sovereign matter.
Yes.
So we will not allow Libra into the country.
Yes.
Do you think that Libra is almost the start of a fundamental shift on how governments are going to have to deal with this kind of influence and this kind of innovation?
Well, I think the reason why they've targeted Libra is because there's one choke point. It's called Facebook, and Facebook has become a whipping boy or a lightning rod, however you want to say it, in political circles. So it was an easy mark. It's too bad. It could have been, from a remittances point of view, it could have allowed migrant workers to transmit their money for free through Facebook, and Facebook would be collecting data, but they would be providing a service as well. So we were intrigued by that use case because that's a $600 billion transaction market right now, and they would have gotten a slice of all of that. What's interesting around this is no one's saying this about Bitcoin, right? What's so interesting about that is there's no choke point. When China tried to shut down Bitcoin, basically in various ways shut down mining and trading, it migrated to Japan, South Korea, Vietnam. They became centers. So it's like, I don't know if you have the game Whack-A-Mole, you whack this one, it'll pop up somewhere else, right? And that's what's happening with it because it's decentralized. There's no choke point. And if you'll notice, Bitcoin is not, or I haven't seen it mentioned much, in the same context as Libra. And it's because there's no way the governments can stop it.
Yeah, it definitely seemed that Bitcoin was kind of the hot thing sort of this time last year.
Yeah, this has taken the heat off of Bitcoin. Now, India has banned all cryptos, including Bitcoin, and the penalty is jail time for using it.
Wow.
So maybe that will work, but maybe it will backfire, right? Because in this world, all you have to remember, if you're worried about confiscation of wealth, either directly, as in Saudi Arabia, or indirectly through inflation and a depreciating currency, let's say the Indian population wants an insurance policy against that, all they have to remember is a key. It takes a lot to remember this, but there's no gold that can be confiscated. This is digital gold. You can't confiscate it. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens.
So do you see Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in general only getting stronger as the years progress?
Yeah, I think in watching the drop in the Bitcoin price from $20,000 at the end of 2017 to $3,000 in the early part of 2019, it's now back to 10,000, of course. We've witnessed an increase. That Bitcoin's share of the crypto asset network value, think market cap in our language, but network value, so there are more than 2,000 crypto assets. Bitcoin share has gone from the low 30s since that peak at 20,000 to roughly 70%. And so what that has told us, or the way we interpret it, is that Bitcoin is the reserve currency of the crypto asset ecosystem, which is an exalted role. And so our confidence has increased for that reason, It's also increased because of confiscation of wealth that we are seeing in the form of hyperinflation in Venezuela and Zimbabwe. Now Argentina's in trouble. So these Hong Kong's, boiling over. And so this idea of Bitcoin as an insurance policy against actual confiscation of wealth, or confiscation of wealth because government policies are destroying purchasing power, we think that's a rising concern around the world, and that Bitcoin is an antidote. And we've dimensioned it in many ways, but that's at least a $2 to $3 trillion opportunity. And that's just for the super wealthy if they decide to have an insurance policy. Whereas Bitcoin today is roughly at a $200 billion market cap. So a long way to go just for that one use case.